So today I want to speak about cutting through the noise, because social media can feel like a very, very noisy place to be hanging around. And how do you actually cut through the noise? How do you actually get yourself noticed, seen, and heard by your ideal clients when there is so much coming at them all the time from every angle? Not just on Facebook, but on all the marketing platforms, on all the social media platforms, on all parts of their phone. They are busy getting pinged and beeped and all sorts all the time. So how do you actually get noticed? Well, one way to get noticed is to just be more visible than everybody else. Just producing more content than other people will get you noticed. We have people say to me all the time that I seem to be everywhere. They see me all the time. And that is because we produce a large volume of content. We disseminate a large volume of information and content to people. We cut down longer form content into smaller content and feed it out into the ether, into the world. And that in itself gets noticed by more people. But the question is then, are you just creating more noise rather than cutting through the noise? And you could certainly do this strategy and be just adding to the noise rather than cutting through it and being noticed by your ideal customer or client. And the way that you start cutting through the noise as opposed to just adding to it is by understanding what resonates with your ideal customer or client and producing your content directed at them, so that when they see your content, it's a laser to them and they think, oh wow, okay, this is the conversation I was having in my head or the question I was thinking about. It's almost as if they can read my mind. That is the way you want your customer or client, your client to feel when they start coming to your client or prospect to feel when they see your stuff online. You want them to think, have they been tapping into my brain? How did they know? And you do that by understanding the right content to produce. Now you might be thinking, well,
we're all accountants and bookkeepers here watching this video. Surely all our clients are asking the same questions, and therefore I'm just going to be producing the same content as everyone else.
And the answer to that is no, you are not, because all your clients are actually not asking the same questions. People will have clients that skew to certain industries. Some people will have clients that skew to certain revenue sizes. Some people will have clients that skew to different general demographics. So do you have clients that are more likely to be mums running a business on the side, or someone who is the chief breadwinner in their family, or dad who's just come off paternity leave? What do your typical clients look like? And therefore, what are the conversations they are having? And your client base will be different to my client base, will be different to someone else's client base. And so knowing what questions they have in their head, what's going on in their daily lives, and therefore tapping into those things and producing content around that is what is going to cut through the noise. Because yes, for other people outside of your specific client, you will just be adding to the noise, but that's okay because we're not worried about those people. But for your specific client, if you are tapping into what they are talking about, what they are speaking about, what they need to know about, the conversations they are having with themselves, with their coach, with their husband, with their wife, with their friend, with their sister, with their mom, if you are understanding what those conversations are and you are producing content that helps and supports those conversations, then you cut through the noise for that individual. And that is where you want to be. You want to be cutting through the noise and pinpointing for that individual ideal client and ideal customer that you have. So how do you know the conversations that they are having out with what they say to you? Well, you know because of the conversations you are having with your clients. You know because things are revealed in speaking to your own clients and customers. You therefore know what your prospects are thinking if they are of a similar type person. You can also look at people's social media activity. Look at what they're talking about online. Look at what they're commenting online. Look at what your ideal customers and clients are saying across all platforms, are consuming across all platforms, and are commenting on across all platforms. Will give you a great idea of where their head is, where their consciousness is, and what they are focusing on. And you can tap in to those conversations with relevant things to their business, to their tax returns, to their spending, to their revenue generation, whatever that might be, whichever area of your practice that focuses, whichever part you focus on in your practice, you can then pull that in and speak about that in your content and cut through all the noise rather than adding to and creating any more noise for your ideal customer or client. So I hope that makes sense to you. I would love you to go away and start thinking about how you can actually cut through the noise for these people. What is it that you can start speaking more about? What is it you can start producing content on? Whether that be video, whether it be audio in terms of a podcast, whether that be written posts, whether it be actual long form blog posts, all the different types of content. You could do visual imagery if you wish, whichever medium suits you and suits your personality, and that you know that you'll be consistent in producing in as well. You know, typically we hear that video performs best, and video is a great mechanism to convey your message over. But if you hate getting on camera, you never have your camera set up, and you just cannot stand it as a medium, it's not going to be one that you'll stick with. So let's not worry about it too much. I'd rather you were consistent in getting content out there than panicking over the medium that you do it in. So let's get some more content out there. Let's cut through the noise and let's speak to your ideal clients and customers and attract them more towards you. It's great to speak to you all today. Thanks for tuning in. If there are any topics that you want me to speak about on digital marketing, social media, all those things, then do let me know in the comments and I will add it to the list of things to cover.